Horsford, Democrat of Nevada and chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. Congressman, Mr. Chairman, thank you. We appreciate you joining us. Let's start with the legal trials and tribulations of Donald Trump. His hush money trial begins again on Tuesday, and the Supreme Court is considering his immunity claims after it held a hearing on the topic last week at last night's White House Correspondent Dinner. President Biden poked a little fun at Trump over his ever-deepening legal troubles. Take a listen.
Yes, age is an issue. I'm a grown man running against a 6-year-old. Trump's speech was so embarrassing, the statue of Robert E. Lee surrendered again. Age is the only thing we have in common. My vice president actually endorses me. Donald has had a few tough days lately. You might call it stormy weather.
Funny as it sounds, last night the implication of Trump's cases are no joke. What are your thoughts on what we've been seeing, especially on the immunity issue?
Well, Reverend, it's great to be back on your show. And, you know, the American people are really fatigued with Donald Trump and his 91 indictments. They're fatigued with the fact that he wants to roll back our freedoms, our rights, and our opportunities. They're fatigued because in the last election in 2016, he asked Black America, what do you have to lose? And then he was elected and appointed the most conservative, ideologically driven Supreme Court in history. And that Supreme Court has rolled back rights for women, rights for students to pursue education. Now they're trying to take away rights for businesses to have access to capital and to establish venture capital funds like the Fearless Fund. So this election is bigger than Donald Trump. This needs to be about centering the American people, particularly Black America, because when we uplift Black America, we uplift everybody.
Now, you heard me ask Mayor Adams about Black unemployment here in New York. Tomorrow, Vice President Harris begins a nationwide economic opportunity tour to promote the administration's record ahead of the November election. What can you tell us specifically about outreach to Black voters as you being the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus?
Well, first, I'm really excited to be joining the Vice President and the entire Biden-Harris administration to kick off this economic opportunities tour tomorrow in Atlanta, Georgia, and then in other cities and states to come. And this is not just a showcase. This is an opportunity for us to have a conversation with the American people about the issues that matter most to them. That is around the economy, economic growth and prosperity, building wealth in this country, particularly closing the racial wealth divide, the fact that a typical white family has a wealth of about $284,000, while a typical Black family has about $44,000 of wealth. That gap is too stark. That is why the Congressional Black Caucus has introduced a plan to build a Black wealth agenda with 100% of our members, 60 members, the largest in our history, representing a third of the U.S. population, that are centered around issues of home ownership, reducing the cost of rent, expanding opportunities through entrepreneurship and small businesses, creating more training and skills training and education, providing for more fairness in our tax code, and of course, making sure that we protect our democracy through voting rights. These are the plans that will help grow America and create economic inclusivity rather than exclusivity.
The Vice President was on my syndicated daily radio show explaining this tour on Friday and said that they want to deal with specific and targeted ways of continuing this confronting and dealing with Black unemployment. But staying with the election, Mr. Chairman, Black women are disproportionately affected by maternal health issues, and they're also disproportionately impacted by recent state abortion bans, particularly in the South. As abortion emerges as the domestic issue in 2024 for Democrats, where does the uniquely dangerous position facing Black women fit into that?
Well, it fits because it's all aligned to our freedoms, our rights, and our opportunities. We have a very clear contrast in this upcoming election. Those who want to take away or roll back those freedoms, those rights, and those opportunities, like Donald Trump and MAGA Republicans, or those of us, along with President Biden and Vice President Harris, who want to advance them, move them forward. We know that when we uplift and improve the economic conditions of Black people, we actually improve their health outcomes. When you move more families out of poverty and into the middle class, you save Black lives. You help put more people into the middle class. You create entrepreneurs who are able to create opportunities and grow businesses in their own communities. So if we want to tackle the health inequities, if we want to address the health issues, the maternal morbidity, then we absolutely have to center the economy and creating economic opportunities. And that's why the Vice President is doing this tour. That is why the Congressional Black Caucus is joining with her. Our members are focused on this because we understand that it's our communities that need these opportunities the most. And when we build economic prosperity, when we build wealth, we actually improve the conditions for all of America.
Representative Horsford, chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, thank you for being with us.